One catch for 39 yards on one target for Omarion Miller. The guy who almost went for 200 yards against USC as a freshman. Man, we got to do better. Say no more. Don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get all the new alerts. Say no more. Now, we just witnessed one of the craziest wide receiver stats for Colorado Buffaloes in the history of the Coach Prime Deion Sanders area, post Shedeur Sanders area. Then Omarion Miller, one target. Sincere Brown, don't even think he got a catch or a target. Joseph Williams, a one target. I mean, this is a concern, especially with the talent that we have at the wide receiver position. All the transfers that transferred in, like Sincere Brown, to head over to Colorado, was with us losing so much talent to the NFL. The Jimmy Horn Jr.'s, the Jonte Westers, Will Shepard, Travis Hunter. We knew we had to replenish that receiver room as well as what we already had in-house, But this is a little crazy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. We have stars like Omarion Miller, who has made big plays throughout his entering his third season with the Colorado Buffaloes. And I don't know what Pat Shurmur was dialing up, but it wasn't enough. Whether the schemes, whether it was what he was dialing up against coverage, it just did not dial open our receivers. And sometimes we can't put all the blame on Kaidon Salter. Sometimes it's what's being dialed up against certain coverages. We didn't get any of these. No one-on-one jump balls. We didn't let our playmakers go out there and make plays. The people that we brought in specifically for this, Pat Shurmur did not dial it up. We leaned on Kaidon Salter way too much. I mean, I understand he's a dual threat quarterback, but we have one of the most talented wide receiver rooms in the nation, in the country, and it did not show. And I don't believe we called a game plan that was successful to win, especially when we were running the ball so well. Play action was there. Michael Welsh was threading the Georgia Tech defense, averaging 5.6 to 5.9 yards per carry. I mean, Kaidon Salter missed some very easy throws. I'm not going to come down that hard on him with him learning a brand new offense and this being his first game, but some changes do have to be made. We got Quentin Gibson, who was rated the AP National Player of the Year. We got freshman phenom Quentin Farrakhan X. What are we doing here? What are we doing on offense? And this is something we're not accustomed to being a Colorado Buffalo fans. This is a wide receiver school. No matter how much you want to paint it, we get the ball to the receivers and the receivers go to the NFL. Xavier Weaver, Travis Hunter, LaJonte Wester, Jimmy Horn Jr., Will Shepard. What are we talking about here? And we have a special talented group right here. Terrell Timmons, didn't even see him on the field. I mean, Timmons Jr. didn't even see a target. I mean, I understand Colorado does this grading system. They go off of the ones versus the twos versus the threes. But I heard a very good point over the weekend on the pregame network, and something I've known all along. Just because you're a practice all-star and you're making plays at practice, sometimes in the game, that doesn't equivalent to the game. And sometimes in practice, you might not be the best player, but when you get on that field, there are playmakers. Like Omarion Miller has shown that year after year. He might not make the biggest plays in practice, but you throw Omarion Miller in the game, he has made plays. Last year, Kansas State, came up big, huge in several games before injury. We just have such a loaded, talented wide receiver. Sincere Brown, 6'4", 6'5", 4.3 speed. For what? We had him pass blocking and running routes that made no sense for somebody with his speeds. No go routes, no deep posts, no deep ends, no quick slants, no quick hitches to let him catch the ball and turn upfield. I don't know what's going on in Colorado, but we better figure it out fast because we completely couldn't get any points off of 3 turnovers in the first quarter with all this talent sitting at the wide receiver room. Love Drelon Miller, but what is he at this point? Like, is he like a Debo Samuel? Are you going to use him on jet screens? Because Quentin Gibson, honestly, to me, is more quicker for bubble screens. He makes people miss a little bit faster. Drelon Miller, reverse sweeps, send him down the seam one-on-one on a linebacker. We have so much talent. But even with Drelon Miller, he was wide open that last play. Kaidon Salter, you put it right there. That's game. We tied. A little overthrow. Certain plays like that, man. And Quentin Gibson, you seen the flashes of him when he got the ball. You see the quickness. And I'm not going to lie. I think at some point we got to look at some of these younger receivers, Quentin Gibson, Joseph Williams, Farrakhan X. Man, let the young bulls get out there and do their dance. I know these grades determine who gets to play. We had Isaiah Hodge starting. Don't get me wrong. I love Isaiah Hodge and the hustle and what he does on the field. But I don't see too much separation between him and Quentin Gibson unless it's like the playbook style per se. And Joseph Williams, all a freshman at Tulsa, made all freshman of the year right there, offensive player of the year. Big jump ball player, makes big plays, huge plays, and has done it already and didn't even touch the field. I understand we're looking for this new identity, but Kaidon Salter, 57%. I might like to look at Juju Lewis with some of the younger kids as a package. Come on. We got to do something now. We did not produce like we were supposed to be able to win that game, and we're not going to be able to win games when we have talent like this just sitting around. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe in Omarion Miller, Sincere Brown, even our tight end. The freshman looked amazing out there, but how are we scheming to get them open? Where's the play action passes? Where is the no huddle? Where are we getting them quick, simple hitches, quick, simple slants, letting them feel and touch the ball, getting them acclimated with the receiver, some simple crossing routes, sitting down in the zone. We didn't do a good job of that. We called some crazy plays that I don't understand against certain coverages out there, and I think Coach Prime needs to take a deeper look into who's going to be calling plays for the rest of the season. Keep your head up too. A lot of these receivers, this is their last year. And based on how they played out, man, nothing's crazier than just sitting around watching your senior year go away. I'm not saying that's not on them. Of course, we know Colorado goes off a grading system. Whatever you put out in practice kind of depends on who's going to play. They did do a good job of rotating and getting a lot of wide receivers in. Let me say that. Don't let me act like a lot of the wide receivers didn't get in the game based on certain packages. But you got to let wide receivers get rhythm. You got to let wide receivers get rhythm with their quarterback. All these switching out wide receivers every other package in a package here. Man, you need to roll with about 4-6 deep. Let them get a rhythm with Kaidon Salter and let them start moving the chains. We got the run game. The offensive line is holding up. They didn't even allow a sack. But we got to dial it up better. It looks like Kaidon Salter's favorite target is going to be the running back and the tight end, which is kind of typical for a mobile quarterback. They lean on the running backs and the tight ends a little bit more than the receivers, but I don't know if that plays to our strength when we have superstar wide receivers just waiting for their opportunity to get in there and do their thing. So what do you guys think about what's going on in Colorado after game one? I'm scratching my head as far as the numbers that I've seen. Omarion Miller led our team in receiving with 39 yards, and the most targets was Trackhawk DeCalion, whatever his name is. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know. Say no more.